No more clowning around. We're starting to get into some real hard fractions. Today's lesson 1-6 in math expressions, if you're following along. If you're not doing math expressions, it's just adding fractions. Mixed numbers. Luckily you have like denominators, but you're going to end up with a second step. When you add your mixed numbers, you're going to come up with another improper fraction. So we're going to have to combine like two lessons together. It's a little harder. It's like a multi-step problem. Don't worry about it. You can do it. It's just as fun and as easy as clowning around. Alright, one thing I really want to stress as we're getting into these harder problems is neatness and organization. And I know that's always kind of an issue, especially with young guys and girls. But the neater you do this and the more organized you stay, the better chance you have of getting these answers correct and being less frustrated. So what I like to do, I have my kids fold their papers in quadrants, and I label them 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then that way we keep our work nice and neat in each little quadrant. Also is good for your hand-eye coordination. Kids are getting to fold paper and see how flips, turns, and all that stuff work. But anyway, that's just some underlying lessons. Anyway, we get to problem number 1 right here. And now you got your paper all set up for a nice, neat spot to do your work. It's also kind of small, so I like to have a nice clean area to work on. The more organized you make this, the more neat, organized you make this, the better chance of success you're going to have. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice when you start doing homework tonight is that the expressions are written horizontally, which means it's, going this way, horizontally. What I like to do, my personal favorite, is I like to solve vertically, so I've been having my kids rewrite the problems on their paper vertically. So 3 7/8 plus 2 2/8. And if you notice, I'm like actually using the blue lines. Like a lot of kids tend to forget that these blue lines exist, and I put my whole number here, my fraction, I use the blue line for my fraction, and we set the whole problem up. I personally like putting my expressions vertically like this. Next, just do your simple addition. Since you have common denominators, you're lucky. This is easy. You're just going to add your whole numbers. That's the number 5. And 7 plus 2 is 9 eighths. I have 5 and 9/8. Now here's where the second step comes in. We have a whole number. It's a mixed number. But this is an improper fraction. We can't leave it improper. So I've been teaching my kids put a square around the 5. We're happy with that whole number. We're going to keep it. Doesn't change. We're going to change this. This is what yesterday's lesson was, changing improper into mixed. So we know that's 9 divided by 8. Fairly simple problem. 8 goes into 9 once, with a remainder of 1, which we also learned is 1, that's your new whole number, and 1/8. Now I have a mixed number that's also has a whole number and a proper fraction. So I'm happy with that too. I'm going to keep it. All we do now is add step 1 and 2 together. I already had a whole number of 5. Now I have a mixed number of 1 and 1/8. I got that from here. And we just put them together. So your correct answer would be 6 and 1/8. No problems. Yay, I love clowns! Ooh, not that.